All right. Well, looks like my audio's coming in a tad hot for some reason. Gonna have to turn that down a little bit before we start. Hopefully someone who's not yet sitting next to me might be able to go over there and just crank her down a snooch. Let me move my broken phone because I'm literally the worst. Super clumsy. Hope everyone's having a sensational day. Maybe in between 3 and 4. It's probably like on 4 right now. Audio, too loud. Audio. Ah, that's wonderful. That works for my dynamic vocal range, I would say. All right. Well then. Let me go ahead and get settled in here.
Got our drinks.
Wonderful.
Yes.
What on earth is that concoction? Jeez, what are you trying to... There's only 2 of us here. What is this?
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to this live stream of Bits and Tokens. On today's episode, we'll be talking about a few things in the news, and today's featured drink is hard strawberry mango iced tea.
Golly. All right. Well then, we're gonna... Okay. I'm okay with that. That's fine. That's fine.
It's nothing too crazy, but you know, it's hard.
That's fine.
So,
wow. Okay.
you want to give it a taste?
I mean, there's only one way to start these streams, and that's the old-fashioned way. Wow. Oh man.
How was it? Cheers.
Well, that's hard. I like it. I like it, but like you're gonna be like, oh, it's hard. That's pretty hard.
I don't think it's bad. It's really sweet.
Very sweet. Very sweet. You're a little heavy-handed on the iced tea.
I think it tastes nice.
I like it. I like it. It's got some adult juice in there, so you know, can't be mad at that. Let's go ahead and pull up the old chatteroony here, see if we got anyone already tuned in. I know our friend Lisa said that she was excited to join us, so we'll see. Ah, look at that. Look at that. Looks like Lisa may be watching after all. Hello, Lisa. How are you?
She's ahead of the ball.
Hope you've got your beverages as well. So a couple, I guess, bits and tokens type news that I wanted to discuss before we even get into any of the cool crypto stuff that we're going to talk about. Let me see if there's an easy way to pull this up. Want to give a super exciting shout out to everyone who has assisted us along the way here in growing and becoming as liked, I guess, as we have been. So let's see if I can find the thing I'm looking for. Ah, here it is. So let me go ahead and switch to this screen here. So look at that, and you guys got to watch it roll. That's pretty nifty. That is
Yay.
pretty nifty.
We're officially past our 500 subscriber mark. That's
sure
pretty exciting.
Green screen here, it's driving me crazy.
So that's exciting for us. We've been doing this since what, about March, more or less?
Something like that.
Yeah, so it's come a long way. So, you know, it's something exciting, and
We
really
may need someone to come and zoom the camera a little bit. Just a snooch, so we can cut off some of the excess around the edges there.
Yeah, our producer, he's off somewhere.
But yeah, 504 subscribers, not bad at all. So thank you everyone who has made that possible for us. When we got to 500, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I was like, oh, everyone look, like we're so cool.
I suggested that we do a really cool video.
We're so cool.
Like that kid who hit 60 subscribers, and he did a 60 subscriber special, and ended up sleeping through a blizzard, or attempting to.
Listen.
So I think we should do something not the same, but
I like
you
my
know,
toes.
something cool.
I like my toes.
Well, we're in Florida. That's not happening. We're in Florida.
Gaston, if I could get you to just zoom the camera just ever so slight.
Wow.
Nope, you're focusing. You're focusing. That is not the zoom. That is not the zoom at all. That's still not the zoom. Still not the zoom.
It looks like Tim.
Still not the
you have a
zoom.
really nice shoulder.
Thanks.
Look at that.
Okay. Nope, that's focus. That's focus. You want the zoom. There we. That's fine.
There we go.
That's
There we go.
maybe tad bit out, and then maybe fix that focus again.
Oh man. Oh, there we
that's
go. All right.
That's the focus.
Sorry guys.
Focus in front, zooming back. All right, let's get that focus pulled. Go ahead and
I hope you guys like my glasses.
and turn it slightly, and probably stop there. I would say. Actually, wait. Pull a little bit more focus. Let's see what goes on. Other way. Here I am. Here I am. Make sure I'm not blurry. That's for you guys. Oh, that looks so nice.
That's it. There we
fine.
go. That's
just,
it.
And we can do that. That looks
zoom.
great. Actually,
no,
that looks bad.
Zoom.
That looks bad.
Zoom.
That's good. Right there is
go.
good.
Perfect.
That's great. That's great. What a wonderful producer we have. Let's give it up for the Token Gamer. He is our on-set Gaston. He does all the stuff that I don't want to stand up and do. So there's that. So we kind of wanted to do what was your idea, like a year in review of,
I want to do like a little year in review, just kind of go over some hits and misses of just the crypto world. There's been a lot of stuff happening this year. This was one of the biggest years for crypto. Just a lot of stuff happened, because in 2017 that was a year where people were getting really excited, jumping on. 2018, that's where more people started jumping on. But there was a lot of waves here and there in crypto. So, and I feel like this was a lot of year of growth, a lot of year of different projects going on, a lot of year of learning and understanding, especially when it comes to securities and understanding where crypto falls. Just in general, a lot of years of regulation. We saw countries like Malta and Russia and India and
Malta.
China.
That's a great example.
A lot of stuff happened this year.
A whole blockchain island.
A lot of stuff happened this year. This was a really, really big year for crypto.
That's crazy. I didn't realize like so much fantastic things happened. That's crazy.
A lot of stuff happened. A lot of movement. A lot of different things. So I just wanted to go over a few. Right at the beginning of the year, we can kind of see where crypto began to deplete. I'm sure you guys are aware of that. Right around December, that's when crypto had hit, or what Bitcoin essentially had hit its, I think it hit its max in December, I believe. Was it December?
Just before January.
December, like right at the end of December. And then January, that's when we started to see, not, negativity in the market, but things, started slowing down. Of course, the market started to fix itself, this time the third. But that's when we started seeing different things kind of happening in the crypto space.
Right.
More companies decided to start expanding, evaluating. More companies decided to start up. There was a lot of startup companies this year.
A lot of
startup companies this year.
Yeah.
I think there's over 1,000 dead projects right by now, if I'm not mistaken, from this past year alone.
I hope so. And that's not me being negative. There was just a lot of, and I will never say this enough, you don't need to tokenize everything. And what I mean by that is, like, yes, I think that technically everything should be tokenized. Like anything that can be should be. But there doesn't need to be a new coin for every single project.
Right.
You can have a project that runs on a different coin. That's fine.
Right.
That's fine. So I think companies that are aiming to help these startups tokenize in the way of like, you know, not needing to create a whole new coin in order to do fundraising, because really when it boils down to it is it's a company has an idea and they want funding, so they turn to us because we like to give away money for some reason. Not us specifically, but like the crypto world or whatever likes to give away money. And we like to put our money into these projects because we think we're going to get a ton of money back. I hate to break it to you, most of these projects, that is not the case. Now, I found this, and this was interesting. This was the top 10 cryptos, 12/31/2017. And the list, if you look at this list right here, very similar to what we're seeing now. So we got Bitcoin.
Oh, XRP was at number 2 at the end of 2017? Was
sure
it really?
was.
I didn't know that.
Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, Litecoin, IOTA, NEM, Dash, and Stellar. And then down here, I mean, the list is eerily similar. Cardano was number 11 over here, so, you know, no big deal. Now Tron has crept up to the number 10 spot. Bitcoin Cash has split up, so we got Bitcoin SV over there that kind of is arbitrarily now on this list. I think it's the fastest any coin's ever made it to the number 2 spot, aside from when Bitcoin Cash, or the number 9 spot, aside from when Bitcoin Cash was, you know, created and just kind of started existing. But the top 3, Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum, I think even the top 4 is all the same. Yeah, the top 4 is all the same. So that's pretty nifty. To me, that tells me that putting money into those projects is not a bad idea. Again, I wouldn't tell anyone what to put their money into, but I've got, you know, I got my bets on XRP to take that number 1 spot next year. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But I just thought this list was interesting because so much has changed, yet it really hasn't. Like how you said, like all the 1,000 projects are already dead.
Yeah.
The ones that were top projects are still top
alive.
projects.
Right.
So Stellar is moved up the list from the number 10 spot all the way to the number 6 spot. So I just, you know, it's interesting to see the advancements that are happening. And then, as always, you know, keep in mind the ticker that you see on the bottom, that updates live. So these prices on the screen behind us might not be 100% accurate, but the prices that you're seeing on the bottom, that is basically the most accurate, you know, current price for these different projects. So really cool, really interesting to see a lot of, you know, what people said was gonna die, everything was gonna, you know, go away, crypto's dead, blah blah blah. But some of the top coins are still the top coins, or rather most all of them are. So
yeah. So another thing that happened right at the beginning of 2018 was the closure.
Oh my God.
Of BitConnect.
Are you gonna say the thing? Oh my God, I knew you were gonna say that.
The closure of BitConnect. And I hope you guys had seen what BitConnect is, based off our last live stream. If you don't know what BitConnect is, please Google it. It's, you know, it's very, very entertaining is what I want to say.
Whoa, so bitconnect.com, not a thing anymore.
I'm assuming not, you know.
The Russians got to it. Don't go there.
Yeah.
Not a thing anymore.
Yeah, I'm assuming not. It was closed down, and, you know, it was a Ponzi scheme essentially. We didn't show you guys the video last time, but I kind of want to just throw that in there this time. It's just one of those things where it's kind of funny.
Let me see if I can make the audio work for that.
I mean, if you put your mic close to the computer.
That's what I was thinking about doing.
Yeah. So let's see if we could throw this video for you guys, just so you guys understand what we're talking about. But essentially, this was one of the biggest Ponzi schemes that kind of happened in crypto at the time. It kind of just,
it was a lesson
opened.
for everyone.
It started opening people's eyes. Like, there was people getting scammed, of course, but this was by far
oh my God.
by far it was just, man, oh man,
this man is my favorite.
I
don't care what anyone says. This guy's all right with me. This guy's my favorite. Let me start this again. Oh man, Where's my mouse? Here's my mouse. Hey, hey, hey.
Is your volume all the way up for the video?
Yeah. I can't.
Hey, everybody. My name is Carlos Matos, and I am coming from New York City, New York. Let me tell you guys that I am so excited. I am so happy. I am really so thrilled to be right now sharing this amazing, glorious, super exciting moment of my life with all of you guys.
I need you to look at the guys in the background. They're literally cracking up at this man. Like, they are cracking up at this man. Listen to the audience. Listen to the amount of audience that's in the room. He's louder than whatever audience they have. Like, who's cheering? I can't.
We are starting and we are going to actually go all over the world. We are belting the entire world. Let me tell you guys that I started 137 days ago with only $25,610, and right now I am reaching $140,000. Whoa.
I can't. I haven't seen this in so long.
I am actually earning around $1,400 on an everyday basis, 7 days a week. What?
What?
I am right now independently, financially independent.
I'm telling you, this sounds like some kind
So
of...
many people who
I
said
can't.
that this was going to be a con artist game, that this was going to be a scammer game. Hey, you're going to lose all your money. My wife still doesn't believe in me.
I'm done. My wife still doesn't believe in me. I'm done. Oh man.
Oh no.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that was one of the biggest, and there's actually a class action against him right now, and I saw that he got arrested somewhere.
No, not him. The guy.
The founder got arrested?
The guy in India got arrested.
Yeah. So the founder got arrested. I don't know that guy. I don't know where he is because honestly,
Big Connect.
someone should offer him a movie contract. But that was one of the biggest schemes of 2018 by far, in my opinion. It was just it was one of the ones that just, number one, it screamed red flag. Like red flag everywhere, like red flag. It just sounded like some kind of World Ventures commercial.
Straight up.
There
Ventures. Oh,
there have been other, I mean, that's what a lot of those, multi-marketing level companies do. They, financial freedom, this and the third. I don't know what you're into, World Ventures, Primerica, whatever. One of those, that's what they mostly come across. They're like, hey, you have to sell this. I know you probably don't know anything about this. We're gonna have to do this in order to get this place, and here you go. Sell this insurance and sell this, this travel package to somebody, and you're gonna have financial freedom. That's exactly what this man was offering, for for a cryptocurrency company. Like, not the best, but
So real quick, just want to check the chat here. So Max has joined us. Welcome. He said a lot of scams. Cough. Tether.
Tether is another one we hear often, that randomly burn and create and just I don't understand where that's all coming from.
So just to I guess not clarify, because obviously Max knows about the whole Tether situation, right? One thing about Tether that I don't like, that I really like about the one from Coinbase, USDC. Mm-hmm. So Tether just prints the money and they just want you to trust that they have it.
Right.
But on Coinbase, I don't know if you knew this, but new USDC is made every time you actually buy it. So literally when you're trading your fiat for USDC, when you're buying it on Coinbase, mm-hmm. that's when it's minted.
Okay.
How cool is that?
That makes sense.
Of course, it's like that's the way it should be. Like I don't understand why we're doing it any other. Like if it's a stable coin and people want it, it should only exist in the market cap of whatever people actually want. You can't just arbitrary, like Tether is on the top 10 because they can just put themselves there. oh, this coin is gonna beat us. Let's just print another billion. Like, get out of here. Like, what do you mean?
No Tether.
So, hey Cheryl, I see you in the chat.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, those are just, you know, just name a few. And then this year was also the year of celebrities being in the crypto space.
Oh man.
One very,
we had too many.
One very, you know, there's a couple worth mentioning. DJ Khaled, Floyd Mayweather. Those are probably the two that stood out to me the most out of all of them, just because they're so big. So big. I mean, who doesn't watch boxing? Who doesn't know who Floyd Mayweather is? And then DJ Khaled, you know, successful DJ that also turned into producer, musician / restaurant owner. If you guys know the licking, you know, finger licking, whatever it is that they're called, they actually opened up a Chinese spot.
He stole that name.
Probably.
Because there was already, one of them is finger licking and one of them is finger licking. Whichever one is not his is the one that was there first.
Isn't there a slogan that says finger licking good? That's a slogan.
Yeah,
somewhere.
that's a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard people say that, but like the restaurant that like is in this area, like in the area that DJ Khaled would like know about, like, I mean, South Florida is big, but it's not that big. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that there's another restaurant that has your exact same name. All you did was change a few letters.
There's one in Sunrise, and there's one that they just opened up in Fort Lauderdale. So that's a thing. But yeah. So those are two celebrities that are probably, you know, worth mentioning. That got
whoa.
They got fined. And I think they settled from the lawsuit. There was a lawsuit against them.
Dang, did you finish your drink already?
It's good. It's good.
Let me, I don't wanna leave you hanging.
So you know. Again, you got to be careful. The thing with celebrities is they're kind of shown dollar signs and they go, oh, a way to make money, but they don't know. And that's the same thing goes for a lot of companies that give promises to people, which is why I always say, you know, don't trust in a company that's going to promise you anything.
I'd rather you tell me that everything could go up in flames. Like XYO, when you read their like disclaimers and everything, it's like, oh, we might not go public. We might not make money. We might take your money and bounce. Like, I like that. Tell me that straight up. I don't want to hear guaranteed returns, this and this and that. If anybody messages you on Facebook or anywhere and they're talking about guaranteed returns, tell them to come see me. Tell them to come see me. I'll handle it for you. It's ridiculous. I don't like, no one has time for that. No one has time for that. Mac Prophet says the one in North Miami. I think so.
There is one in I think there's two in Miami, if I'm not mistaken. They have some in Miami as well.
BitConnect.
Yeah, BitConnect. Yes, yes, BitConnect. Another one. Let me see here. So
Peter
recently,
says KFC is finger licking good.
Yes,
that makes sense.
KFC. I knew one of them was finger licking good. I just didn't know which one. But yeah. So you know, stolen name, whatever. You know, it is what it is. There's stolen songs all the time. I'm sure it's, you know, it's in that space.
So you mentioned something earlier about thousands of ICOs like going under or whatever. Guess the percentage of ICOs that failed this year. I'm gonna pull it up on screen in a moment here because I didn't think it was that bad. It's pretty bad.
30%.
I'm gonna give you one more guess, and I'm gonna tell you it's substantially higher than 30%.
Wow, 90%.
You're getting closer.
What? No way.
Hold on.
Wait, failed under what? Like, what is failed?
Listen. We're gonna pull it up for the people here, okay? So, 92%.
92%?
Failure.
No way.
So between the SEC, you know, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, it was not great. So, 46% of 2017 ICOs had failed already, right? But then
DJ Khaled, you see it right there. Yeah, worth mentioning. Anyways,
it's just it's crazy. It's just crazy.
So I see something about Maduro's Petro. What is that about? Because is that something that I mean,
so it's basically this is actually news from Bitcoin.com. It's just a year in review of 2008's top cryptocurrency stories.
Right.
And so I figured we should start here and add our own 2 cents from there.
Yeah,
So,
Maduro's Petro, that was something that was very important. It was the first world's issued cryptocurrency for a country. Not even Malta did that, which is a country that runs on crypto. So very important. And just like they say in this article, nobody really knows how it works yet because it's not being implemented correctly. Time and time again.
From my understanding,
Man.
it's literally a copy of Dash. I think they literally just copied the Dash source code and changed like anything that said Dash to Petro.
Why? What?
If it ain't broke, don't break it. You know, you got something that. Okay, there's a dog here.
I see a tail wagging. Oh, hey, do you want to say hi to our crowd?
Come on,
Trunks?
come on.
Come on. You guys can meet our crypto dog. Hey, there he is. This is Trunks. He's the crypto dog of Bits and Tokens.
He's the founder of Bitcoin.
Yeah, one day we're gonna make a Bitcoin for you guys to help pitbulls around the world get the love and just understanding that they deserve because they're wonderful, wonderful creatures. They're very sweet, and the thing about dogs is that they're like children. If you raise them right, they'll be okay.
Right.
Hey.
Right.
Say hi to the world, Trunks. Bork, bork.
Bork.
So yeah. What else? Well, 2018 was also the year Bits and Tokens, guys. Our founding year. I think that's notable.
It was. I started kind of planning some things in 2017. And then 2018 is when we all kind of got together. And somewhere in the beginning of that year, we decided that not enough people knew about cryptocurrency. And we were going to be the ones to kind of show them the way.
Very true.
And here we are.
And here we are.
Showing the way.
504 subscribers later.
Right. Right. So, I'm going to pull up some more stories here in a moment. Going to go ahead and check back in on the crypto guard dog.
Yeah, just about.
Mac wants to know if we're bullish on Monero. I can't say that Monero is my favorite privacy coin. I will, however, say that there is absolutely a need for a privacy coin. Imagine a world where there was like a privacy stable coin. That might be cool.
That does sound cool.
That might be cool. You never have to worry about it going up and down. The value is always the value. That might be a thing. I think that with Monero being one of like the top privacy coins, I mean, there's not really like that many that people are using because nobody's using Bitcoin private, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. It's a clone of Bitcoin that adds privacy. Monero, they have a whole development team. So, Peter says he's silver now. Well, welcome to the silver tier family, Peter. That's fantastic.
Thanks, Peter. We appreciate you and your business.
Certainly. We have live agents that are standing by. If you have any questions during the stream, I mean, obviously drop them in here. But if you want to use that chat feature on our website, bitsandtokens.com, we'll take you through a walkthrough there later. Feel free to use that. Like I said, even though we're here and we can't be, active there, we do have live agents standing by. So let's see here. So, Pat also joined us. Hey, Pat. And let's see here. Back to Monero. Yeah, I don't really.
Oh no, crypto dog.
Move your computer. Move your
crypto
computer.
dog. No.
Bork.
Bork is right. Oh man, can you get me a paper towel? No. Okay.
All right, let's go. Yeah, do the thing. I'll hold this down. I'm gonna hold this down. There's a lot happening here. Crypto dog, go away. go away, crypto dog. Don't look at me with those beautiful puppy eyes. You beautiful beast, you. Get out of here. Stepping on my green screen. So, there's a lot of privacy coins. I can definitely say that there is a need for a privacy coin. I don't know specifically if Monero is going to be the one, but I do know they're a top coin, token, what have you. They're a coin. So I know that they are a top coin. Like we kind of saw earlier here, the top stuff usually tends to stay the top stuff.
Man, I was really liking that juice. I think I made so much.
Now I see. I think you might need more paper towels than that.
We'll see.
Is that the quicker picker-upper?
Is that Bounty?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe? No, it's Scott.
Just one and the mess until the mess is done. I know their slogan. I hope that's Bounty and I'm not butchering someone else's slogan.
No, I'm pretty sure that's Bounty.
So Mac wants to know what coins I'm buying on the way down. Me personally, and I don't want to advise anyone in a financial capacity. Me personally, I absolutely love XRP. Let me take that back a step. The dog will lick it up. Let me take that back a step.
Oh no, a drunk dog. What would I do?
Love is a strong word. When I say that I love XRP, I mean that I feel that their mantra or purpose, their mission statement, let's go with their mission statement, is one that will be beneficial to a lot of financial institutions in the long run. And then regardless that, yes, the idea of cryptocurrency is to be sovereign for yourself, control your funds, be your own bank, all very admirable things. While I am in the game for some of that, I'm also trying to make some money. Banks are also trying to make money, and part of making money is saving money. It's kind of like real estate investing, I guess, to kind of go super off topic. But when you're investing in real estate, you want to invest in things that are going to be considered a value add, meaning that you can renovate and then charge more money for rent, right? If you can't do a value add, what you want to do with your property is look for ways to minimize your costs, right? So if you can minimize your costs, you can also make money as well, because you're spending less to make the same amount, so then your net is greater. Banks employ some of the same thinking, I guess, that I do, in that if you can minimize your cost, obviously that means that you can make more in the long run. So once all the banking institutions are using XRapid, which is a Ripple technology that uses the XRP token, not only are they going to be saving money for themselves, but they'll also be making more money, and banks like that. The other thing about XRP that a lot of people are kind of overlooking is there's not yet sufficient liquidity, meaning not just that it's not available in exchange for fiat on enough exchanges, but it's not valued enough yet, right? Like, there's 100 billion XRP. Let's say Bank A owns all of it, and they send 100 billion XRP to Bank B. That's it. That's all the transactions for the day. Banks routinely send more than $100 billion a day, and so based on that logic, if all the banks get on board with this, there's nothing stopping people like the Rothschilds. You know what I mean? Like, if you know who the Rothschilds are, the big banking cartel of the world, there's nothing stopping the actual banks, right? Money is not even a real thing anyway. So to me, the few cents, sub 50 cents that it's worth right now is literally nothing compared to where we're going to be at in the long run. $500, $2,000 is not anything that I consider like abstract or out of the norm or out of the realm of reality for where XRP can potentially go. So I do have quite a significant amount of money in XRP, and it's something that I do accumulate. One of my main things when it comes to making money is there's not really a specific need to reinvent the wheel unless you've got the time and energy to do so. I like to follow the money, with it being a token that banks are specifically supposed to use. I'm okay with that. I like the stuff that banks like. It goes against the whole nature of crypto, and honestly, I'm okay with that. Get a lot of flack in different forums and stuff because I am a large proponent of XRP, of Ripple, but I'm okay with that. I mean, you don't have to like the same coin that I like. You can like other coins, but for me, the banks know something. I mean, Visa literally just bought Earthport, what was that, 2 days ago? Something like that?
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, Earthport is a Ripple partner. Visa has purchased them.
It was a little more than 2 days ago, but it feels like that.
Earthport does the international transactions over there in the UK. So, I mean, obviously
the
Visa. Obviously, Visa knows a few things. These huge companies that are almost too big to fail are not in the business of losing money. I'll leave it there. If we have any other questions, we'll get to that. But I do want to kind of go over some of these other stories because it has been a fantastic year, regardless that it's been a very
It's been a year of progression. And I mean, like, so, you know, I'm not huge on the news, but I do like to keep up with just about literally everything. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are scared about a recession coming because it feels a little bit like '07. Even in the stock markets, a lot of institutions are kind of like, you know, on high alert about that.
Well, we should have one every, what is it, 8 to 10 years, something like that is when we're supposed to have.
Well, it's about to be, well, it's 10 years. So, I mean, it's been a year progression. And I feel like this progression is going to show us a lot. And I say that because we see how currency kind of devalues when a recession hits and what happens to it and, you know, how things work out. And I feel like this is a good opportunity to cryptocurrency to show face and really show what it can do and what it can provide in times of a recession. And how instead of, you know, a bank that may not come through for you or a job that may also not come through for you, how this market can provide things that an economy might lack. So I feel like it was a good time. I feel like it was a good time.
Right.
I feel like it was a good time for that. So, you know,
speaking of banks, have you ever heard of a bail-in? I feel like we might have talked about it.
Bail-in, yes.
Like there's bailouts, obviously, where the government like pays the banks.
Pays the banks, yeah.
I think it might have been you that maybe originally told me about bail-ins.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Yes. I do remember speaking upon it.
So I'm not sure if you all know what a bail-in is, but essentially in the fine print, when you go to sign up for your bank, if there is some sort of a recession, some sort of like financial hardship, a lot of banks are able to do what's known as a bail-in, where, and that's a made-up term, by the way, like that 100% made up. Like bail out,
there was no such thing.
Bail out makes sense because like bail is a term and then out is also a term, and like that makes sense. And like bail in doesn't, like you don't like, oh, bail me into jail, like that doesn't, like that's not a thing, right? So they made up that term. But it really is, let's say we bank with the Bank of Iced Tea or whatever, and the Bank of Iced Tea goes under because there's too much vodka. And then they need money in order to sustain their livelihood. They'll shut down the bank, shave off a couple % from everyone's bank account, reopen the bank, and then when you go back to look at your account, you're missing hundreds, potentially thousands, if you're a big baller, maybe millions of dollars. And that bank just took your money and was like, thanks, sport. We appreciate you. You bailed us in. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Man,
that would never happen on a blockchain. Well, that's not true, but that would never happen.
I don't think I've ever read that on the fine. I should probably read the fine print next time I sign up, or if I ever sign up ever again for a bank. I don't even.
I'll let y'all in on the secret. I'm really bad at keeping money in the bank, but gosh, am I good at keeping money on the old ledger. Oh man, once it goes on there, it almost don't come off. Like I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a psychological difference. I don't know what it is, but like keeping money like in the bank, like not great at it. I don't like it. I have my debit card and I'm just like, yeah, sure. When my son wants to buy something, charge. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. But yeah, so banks, they can bail in as well as get bailed out. And if there ain't no money to bail them out, they're gonna have to get bailed in.
Well, I really hope that's not the case, because I will definitely be withdrawing my money from the bank, because that's literally crazy. I didn't know that.
So what actually happens is they shut down online and physical services, right? So you can't, nothing works, right? Then a few days later, they'll tell you like, oh, you know, by the way, we're doing a bail-in. And then a few days after that, you get your account back and it's missing money. And then they're just like, thanks, sport. Appreciate you.
Oh, you know what? I do remember talking about that. Now it's clicking. It just clicked. I do remember talking about that.
I think I sent it in our group chat or whatever.
Yeah.
So we have a super nifty group chat where we're just all, you know, all of us bits and token team members, I guess you could call it. We're always sharing stories back and forth.
Speaking of group chat in 2018, did you hear about NVIDIA?
You were telling me earlier something about a lawsuit or...
Yes, there's a lawsuit. Well, a lawsuit from their shareholders.
Go ahead and break that down for these
So
nice
essentially what's going on with them, if you guys who don't know who NVIDIA is, they're basically the people who mine your coins or supply the supplies to people to mine your coins. They supply GPUs. They are I guess you could say a technology company. So when cryptocurrency was hot and people were into mining and this, that, and the third, NVIDIA was supplying GPUs. You couldn't, there was one point in time where you couldn't go anywhere and buy one. They were always sold out. Always sold out. If you tried online, you may or may not be lucky.
Best Buys were bleak.
Yeah, but essentially, with that, what was I going to say? Because of their, I guess you could say, supply and demand, they basically upped their orders. They had some part of their GPU had some AMD, I guess you could say chip. I don't know what it was, but they got, AMD gave them something. Some technology, which is not rare. I mean, if you know anything about phones or anything about your webcam, it's probably made by Sony, even though your computer might be an Acer or your phone might be an iPhone. Or if
you have an Apple, basically everything is made by Samsung.
Surprise! But
snap.
Anyways, so nothing crazy, but they had promised their shareholders that they would give them. Ignore him. They promised their shareholders that even if there was a crypto crash to come, the company would keep up to par. That they were able to detect, and I guess you could say reevaluate or reschedule their merchandise so that it wouldn't negatively affect the company in any way, shape, or form. However, that is incorrect. And because they worded it in a way where it was a promise, rather than, they could have said, we are dedicated to giving, facilitating technology and facilitating people in the crypto space to have this technology on hand in order to properly blah, 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 whatever. But they worded it in a way where it seemed like there was literally no room for failure. And because of that, they're being sued because of the crypto crash. And their shareholders are of course upset because they invested all this money and the company is not doing so well right now because initially they were selling their GPUs, they upped the price for about everything, and then because they were selling so fast and selling so much, they backstocked a lot of technology and made a bunch of extra and had everything on hand. But then when the crypto crash came and nobody wanted to mine like that anymore, because people weren't just buying it and there was no supply and demand, well, unfortunately, your GPUs were significantly less in cost, which means your company is not making as much money, which means now your shareholders are not making much money, and they're upset because you made a promise to them, and now that promise is broken, and guess who's catching a lawsuit? You are. So that's a whole thing that just recently came out either today or the day before, very recent, but that...
Yeah, you just told me about it today, so it must have been
yeah, very recent. But that in itself, if you are a company owner or planning to open a company, my best advice to you is do not make any promises. No promises, unless you are 100% positive and 100%, cold-hearted. Like, hey, if this doesn't work out, I'll give you your money. By all means, but honestly, it's just don't do it. And then, I mean,
that's one of the reasons why I don't like using the word expert.
True.
Whenever someone says that they're an expert, I mean, I don't care how much information you know, right? Like when you use the word expert, it just is a big turn off for me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, because expert to me means that you know literally everything. But if you know everything, that means you don't have any room to grow. And if you're not willing to grow, how do you learn the new stuff that you don't know yet? I don't use the word expert. Some people have called me an expert of various things. I don't like it. I like the term enthusiast. I'm very enthusiastic about blockchain. Willing to learn even more than I know today, tomorrow. So, so there's that part. Now let's check the chat here. Nothing else going on in the chat. You know what? We are coming up on time for a commercial break. Gonna go ahead and
check our equipment, make a quick check equip, make sure we don't, stop in the middle of the stream.
Instead of the audio cutting out, we'll just go ahead and preemptively change the batteries now. No big deal there. So if you're just joining us, or if you've already been here, we are doing a 2018 kind of review of cryptocurrency, as well as celebrating apparently a lot for reaching 500 subscribers, which, that's it's awesome. Thank you guys so much for getting us there. Honestly, we would not have made it to 504 subscribers now without you. So thank you for that. But on that note,
we'll be right back.
We will be right back. We're back. Wow. Look at that. Look at us. Look at us.
Hey guys, I grabbed a snack.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I love to eat. If there's anything you need to know about me, is that I literally love to eat. Drinking, I'll pass. Eating.
What about edible alcohol? Is that a thing?
Right. I enjoy my liver in my body.
So, Max says Happy New Year. Thank you.
Happy New Year, Max.
To you as well.
I hope you have a maxed out year next year. Or if you maxed out this year, whatever you prefer.
I see what you tried to do there.
Yeah, these new glasses, they make me a little nerdy.
Librarian-y. I want to check out a book so bad. So, oh, look at that. Peter said, "What's up?" to Cheryl. That's nice. That's nice to see people in the chat chatting with each other.
Yeah, maybe they feel weird when you like shout them out about their conversations that they're probably trying to have.
My mic is off. My mic is off. Testing. Testing.
Looks like it's moving.
So I must have turned the volume down. Can you snooch that up a little bit for me? Maybe 4. Can we get it on 4? Oh, 4 is too much. Can we get it in between 4 and 3? 4 and 3. Is it in between there? A little bit too loud? Maybe like 3.25. Let me see that. That's good. That sounds great. That sounds great. All right. Well, let's see here. Pat says, The Story of Blockchain by Omid Malikin. Do I have any recommendations for reading learning? I can tell you this. I don't read a lot of books about blockchain. That's not any diss to any of the authors. I'm sure that they put in a lot of time and effort into their books. But the thing about books, I read a lot. I read a lot. So here I've got my copy of The Prince by Machiavelli. Not my first time reading it. I go back to it often. That book is timeless in that the story is something that you can equate to nowadays, basically until the end of time. It's about how politics actually works, right? So books like that, I'm all for reading. But books about technology are oftentimes outdated within 6 months to a year, honestly. It's especially with blockchain technology, I'm sure my co-host can agree with me. It just is changing and evolving so fast.
I actually read a blockchain book at Barnes and Noble, and what the person was saying about blockchain, when I read it at the time, and still it was currently incorrect because it was backdated. The information was backdated.
Right.
So you gotta be a little careful about that. It's kind of like you know how they like release the turbo taxes every year.
Right, they have to update it.
Right, they have to. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, consistent updating. If I was to read one of those books, I wouldn't buy it. I'd probably just check it out at my local library, most recent one kind of thing. So
or hear me out on this. Since everyone right now has access to the internet, and I know that because they're here joining us. The internet is a fantastic place to get information.
That's true.
And then oftentimes with articles, you'll see the most recent date of things when, you know, that thing was posted. And so if you go to a reputable source like bitsandtokens.com, you'll be able to find information, different materials that you can read and learn and grow with, that is updated on you know, either daily, weekly, whatever kind of basis. Now, I'm not saying that our site is the only site that anyone should ever go to. I mean, that's far from the case. Definitely stop by and see us if you ever need help with anything. We love walking people through the blockchain world. I want to be a part of your journey, and likewise, you know, we want to be a part of your journey. But as far as like getting information, I would look for a guide that was at least written this month with how often things are changing. Yeah. Because it's not I'm gonna arbitrarily find one for us now, just because I'm in a fun mood here. Let's see. Guide to blockchain. I don't know. Let's see. So this one behind us now, while it's not the most recent, it is literally the first one that I pulled up when I got to Google. What is blockchain technology? A step-by-step guide for beginners. It's from BlockGeeks. I know that BlockGeeks is a pretty good place to learn things. So, you know, it looks like, wow, it looks like they even have it in audio format. So that's cool. I know I saw another comment, looks like it was from Peter, saying that he reads car audio. Maybe you can slap this on in your car and, you know, kind of learn while you're driving to work one day or something, or whatever, wherever it is that you drive, or travel. If you don't like using the word drive, because I'm not a big fan of using the word drive. We'll touch on that another day, if anything. But this looks like it's a pretty decent guy. They've even got a YouTube video, and they, you know, kind of go over everything here for you. So my personal recommendation, and again, it's not to knock anyone who writes books. I think that writing books is a lost art that more people should probably do. Reading is definitely a lost art that more people should probably do. But as far as books about a technology that's still in its, like, you know, infancy, because blockchain technology is still in its infancy. I don't care what anyone tells you. Even though it's very sophisticated, it's still not all the way there yet, if you will. So with that being said, honestly, the internet is the best place to read things. One of the things that I used to do, since I like reading a lot, is I used to my old job used to hate me for this, but for whatever reason, when they took away everyone's printer code, they forgot to take away mine. So I would just print out different articles, white papers, just various things, just so I could, you know, flitz through it on my way, just anywhere. And I mean, you've seen my shelf of all the white papers that I had to.
Yeah.
So I used to have like manila folders with all the white papers of projects that I was interested in and that I thought maybe we could interview or we should invest in, or whatever the case might be. And then I would pull it out. Let me get this one. Here's the one for token space or whatever it was that we were looking at back then. So yeah, reading, fundamental, definitely fundamental, but if you can, you know, if it doesn't strain your eyes, or if you know, reading on a phone is cool for you, or whatever the case may be, I would Google it. Honestly, I would Google it and you know, I can't tell you to Yahoo it because I'm not a big Yahoo guy. Either Google or DuckDuckGo. When I want to find things that I can't find on Google, I'll go to DuckDuckGo. Not a lot of people know about that search engine. It's like a better version of Ask Jeeves if you have been on the internet as long as I have. God, I've been on the internet for a while. Do you know about Ask Jeeves?
I don't.
That was like Google before Google. It was like
I remember you telling me about
their
that.
logo was like a little butler, and like you would ask him a question and he would find the answer for you on the internet. I wonder if that's still a thing. Oh, now it's ask.com. Okay, that's cool. I'm okay with that. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, no, so AskJeeves.net is not the same thing as Ask.com is the new Ask Jeeves, but I don't think everyone uses that. But so yeah, so that here's the picture of the butler guy. So let me blow that up. So yeah, just fun internet archive memorabilia, whatever have you. This is how long I've been on the internet. Ask Jeeves. So
you know what? I feel like I've seen that from Axe.com. Yeah, I feel like I've seen that, but I never really I don't know. I wasn't into the internet probably until like high school.
Oh man, I was AOL 2.0 might have been my first experience with the internet. Way back then.
I don't even know what that is.
Wow. Oh wow. So back in the day,
2.0.
they used to give out the internet at grocery stores on a CD.
What? Wait, hold on. I feel like I've seen that. Are those little CDs with the AOL and it had the little Running Man on it? I used to get those from the stores for fun just because they were free.
Oh my god. Yo.
But I literally did not have a computer. Like I promise you.
I'm crying.
So crazy. Oh my god.
Oh, my soul is crying on the inside. That's great.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, so like when I say the internet on a CD, like that wasn't really the case. It was the program that allowed you to access the internet. And then you would still need to plug your computer into the phone line. You couldn't use the phone at the same time that you were on the internet.
Yeah. I remember, but I think my cousin had a computer. I didn't have a computer.
And they would make like crazy funny noises.
Like when I would try to call somebody, I remember it would make those noises too.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy. The internet wasn't as scary a place as it is now back then. So my parents kind of just left me unfettered to just run around and just do stuff. And I'm glad they did, because I was able to learn and grow with the internet as the internet learned and grew with itself. So it was cool. At internet, like websites used to just be like pictures and text. And before there was pictures, there was just text. Like that was web pages. And you would just go and just read stuff. That was it. There was no games. Nothing was fun. Nothing was cool.
Really?
Yeah, there was nothing cool. Nothing cool. So that used to be the internet. I don't even know how we got here. Let's see here. So, oh wow, this chat is going on. What backs cryptos? How do you know which to buy? Use your browser, whichever. Okay, YouTube. Whoa. Just downloaded Brave. This issue with Geeks, TMI, dial up. Wait, what? Okay, there's a lot going on here in the chat.
Sorry guys if you hear my chewing, I'm just
really
snacking.
trying. Buying domain. I wish I was buying domain names during the AOL days. Psh, you and me both, Mac. You and me both. So Kathy.
Yeah, GoDaddy has it all.
Looks like Kathy is just joining us. We do kind of trail off every once in a while. So my apologies if you just joined us and you didn't catch all the stuff before that. But what we're actually doing here is a year in review of cryptocurrency. 2018 was a wonderful year, regardless that it was a bear market. It looks like you had a question about what backs cryptos and how do you know which to buy. I would like to pose a question to you, Kathy. What backs the US dollar? I will answer it for you. The faith of the world, honestly. That is a world accepted currency that is backed by absolutely nothing other than the faith of the world. It used to be backed by gold. It's backed by nothing now. There are some cryptos that are actually backed by either fiat currencies. The petro is backed by oil, supposedly. But crypto is backed by the willingness of people to adapt and to use it. So it's essentially in that regard the same as fiat currency, the same as your US dollar, what have you, etc. So in that regard, there's nothing specifically backing any one coin. I'll use the example of XRP. It's another coin that I love a lot, and when I say love, I don't mean on an emotional level. I mean on a financial level. Ripple as a company, the one that made XRP, is a company that wants to make bank transfers faster and cheaper for banks, which means that banks are saving money. Banks like to save money, and so because of that, the price of XRP should go up as more banks begin using it. Now, how does the price go up and down? That's 100% supply and demand. If everyone, let's use, I'm just going to use Bitcoin as an example here. Let's say everybody in the world wants to use Bitcoin. They want to, yes, wire transfers are crazy, Mac. Take incredibly too long. I actually used to work for First Data. I'm not sure if you know. I think this is the first time I've said this on camera. I don't usually like using the name of that place. I used to work for First Data before I realized that this was way more fun. Anyways, they're archaic, so we're whatever. But so the way that the price goes up and down is 100% supply and demand. If I have this gold watch and nobody wants it, I almost won't be able to sell it, right? Like I might be able to give it away, or I might be able to trick somebody into giving me a few bucks for it, even though it's I mean, this is a fantastic piece. This was one of my favorite watches that I own. But if nobody wants it, or if that brand of watches stops being, popular or what have you, then nobody is going to want to purchase it. And so Okay, so you guys are coming from XYO, so that's fantastic. So we'll use XYO as the example instead of Bitcoin. XYO is separate from the XY Findables company in that XYO wants to tokenize geolocation. A lot of crazy words there, but they basically want to make finding things accessible on a blockchain. We can touch on all that later, but the XYO cryptocurrency, not the stock, but the actual cryptocurrency, is only going to be as popular as companies are using it, right? So like they're part of the FedEx, whatever incubation program to see if FedEx might want to use them potentially, possibly in the long run. And so if FedEx decides that they're going to use them, and as FedEx needs to purchase more and more of the actual XYO token to be able to submit those geo inquiries to find where packages are, the more that happens, and maybe Amazon, maybe other companies, maybe just the me's and the you's of the world begin using it to start tracking stuff. Once there's more use and you need to buy that XYO token in order to be able to use the XYO network, that's what makes the price go up, because there's a finite amount of tokens. And since they can't just be printed out of thin air like the US dollar and other currencies that the Rothschilds own, I'm going to mention the Rothschilds a lot in 2019 because not enough people know who they are. But as more and more people are using a thing, that want to use a thing, that need to use that thing, that have to purchase a certain token to be able to access that network, the price will then just go up. That's just kind of how the supply and demand aspect works, because there's demand, but there's a limited supply. So Bitcoin, how many Bitcoins are available? So Bitcoin specifically is capped at 21 million. There will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin, which with cryptocurrency, the amount of a specific currency is slightly arbitrary because it does this kind of very unique reverse scaling thing where there's literally 18 decimal places. So even if, one Bitcoin used to be worth $1, right? And now 0.00, what is it? What would we have? 004 maybe? Some 00. So now it would be like 0.004 Bitcoin is worth $1. If Bitcoin went back up and was 20,000 again, you would scale that decimal place back. If it went up even more, you would scale it back, and you have 18 decimal places to work with, where even if it was 0.0, like 18 zeros and then a 1 was what $1 of Bitcoin would be worth, you would still be able to trade that back and forth. So you can still send somebody $1 of Bitcoin even though Bitcoin might be worth $1 million one day.
Right.
So the amount of a currency somewhat doesn't matter, but it also does factor into the supply and demand aspect of it.
That's true.
So that's just kind of a quick, very, very quick token economics. Actually, Annalise does a better job at explaining token economics than I do. That's for one reason or another, one of the things that she actually is very passionate about, which I think is pretty cool.
Yes,
we have our own
important.
strengths and whatnot, but she watched the whole seminar and followed up and tried to teach us all, and we kind of, just didn't pay all the attention maybe that we should have. But when it comes to token economics, she is your girl. That's who you want to talk to about that. So any ICOs that are listening that might want to have someone on their advisory board when it comes to the actual economics of a token, I mean, just look at those glasses.
Oh wow. Wow. I'm flattered.
So Kathy asks, can you lose lots of money? Well, you can lose a lot of money doing a lot of different things.
Right. So the thing is, most important way to not lose money is to know the company you're investing in. If you're not aware of the company you're investing in and you don't know their reputation or what exactly they all have to offer you, then maybe you shouldn't be investing into them.
Right.
Something else that is important when it comes to that would be knowing the coin. this is where token economics kind of comes in. If you don't know how a coin works or how coins kind of distribute their value, and how they have an intrinsic value, then you're not really going to be doing much with that. And I'll explain why. So let's say, let's take XRP, for example. Let's say XRP decided to make 80% of their tokens and put them right there out on the market. And they didn't store any tokens for liquidity. They didn't store any tokens for the reserve. They did none of that. What's going to happen is, because there's so many tokens on the market, and there is, let's say there's no decent amount of supply and demand, the value of the token is not going to go up. Unless literally people buy 75% of those tokens, which if they're making these tokens, you know, by the millions, chances are people are not going to buy 75% of these tokens. If they're not actively trading them, it's kind of like, it's almost worthless. That's why the US dollar, for example, they have to keep track. If they're putting out, they have to take back and burn. You always, because that's going to cause inflation. Well, I mean, it's technically how it works. It's going to cause inflation, and then that just it's just bad for the economy, which is why it would be also bad. Take that example and put it into token economics. It would also be bad for the token, because the value is not there. If you have something that is valuable, that means has more of a rarity, or it's a rare asset. Companies have more expensive shares, not because of what the company has to offer, but because of the amount of shares that they put out in addition to what the company has to offer. So that's another thing you have to take into account. What are you gonna buy? If somebody says, hey, you know what, I have these 7 shoes available for limited time, and 7 of them are sold, and you're going, oh man, where can I get these 7 shoes? Oh, well, I'll sell it to you for double the price. Well, where else are you gonna get it from?
That's true.
If somebody puts out 100,000 shoes out, and let's say 900 of them are sold, then it's going on clearance. So token economics is very, very, very important. That's something that I like to look at when I look at the white papers and the construction of the coins in general, just because that tells you where the value of what you're investing in or what you want to trade is. So that's something that I like to look at personally. That's, you know, aside from the company and what they have to offer, also look at what their product is and what their product has to offer. Because if it's not offering you something that's, you know, like I said, no company should promise you anything, but the product should at least be promising. So that's my standpoint on it.
Okay.
Make sense?
So I think now what we should do is we should jump back into our review of different things. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up one of the more interesting stories that occurred during the year. Very recent, but Bitcoin Cash. There was a hard fork of Bitcoin Cash, which we saw it fork into what was originally going to be called Bitcoin Cash ABC or BCH ABC, and Bitcoin SV.
Yeah, SV.
That was a whole debacle. A lot of people are saying that is one of the reasons that everything started kind of going down very recently, where we saw like a large loss of money in the whole crypto space as a whole. So I mean, this is people ask me about Bitcoin Cash all the time. Listen, they skipped a few steps in becoming a currency. In order to become a currency, you need to, first and foremost, regardless of anything, you need to be a collectible. Then you need to be a store of value. Then you can be a currency. They literally skipped all of that and said, oh, Bitcoin already exists, we want to be a currency. And so they hard forked from Bitcoin and became Bitcoin Cash, which, you know, more power to you. From there, people felt like no Bitcoin Cash, or the original Bitcoin Private, any Bitcoin that exists now today, was following Satoshi's original vision. So Craig Wright then
That's how
forked,
SV came along.
right. He forked Bitcoin SV, which is Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, which that's cool, I guess. But this story here says that BCH saw a huge influx of development, including many new applications like Memo.cash, BlockPress, JoyStream, Marco Coino,
BlockPress,
CoinFunder, etc., etc. Have you ever used Memo Cash?
I have not.
Okay, well, we have. So this is Memo Cash. It's basically a social network that is censorship resistant because you pay in Bitcoin Cash and you exist on the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. So as long as that blockchain exists, these memos will exist. The way it works is when you send a transaction, you can send along a memo with it. And so these memos, as part of these specific transactions, and as you can see here, a few moments ago, I posted these here from our Memo Cash. I don't even know if I told you that we have one of these, but
you did not.
I put a
great communication.
I cut a couple
Business
bucks
partner.
of Bitcoin Cash into here a while ago, and it's very cheap to be able to just post whatever you want to the internet. And when it first came out, it was like this booming thing. But so
Brought to you by Fiat. I'm sorry.
That's stupid.
I laughed harder than I should have.
So apparently Super Hacker is just on here saying a lot of stuff. Coinbase, BTC top, whatever. Anyway, so anyone can come on here and make a Memo Cash. It's a cool thing. This was the first social network on a blockchain that I had any interest in, really. Not that I'm interested in Bitcoin Cash at all, but I just I made this. I mean, this must have been a good 8-9 months ago. I made this for us. This is a while ago.
Cash for investing purposes. Investing and trading purposes.
Yeah, some people at this table that are not me made quite a pretty penny on Bitcoin Cash recently, whereas some people at this table who are me.
Who is me? Let me fix you on that. Go ahead. Tim's super big on words, so whenever I can, I squeeze my 2 cents.
So first of all, people and is would not go in the same sentence. People and are would go in the same sentence. So while I do appreciate you trying to school me, this was not the one that you didn't want to try to fight this dog on live stream.
Where's
okay?
my gun?
Row. That's all I gotta say about that.
Oh, here it is. Got something else to say?
Anyways, so Bitcoin Cash did fork. There was a lot happening. Good to the last Satoshi. That's really funny since XRP, their version of Satoshi is called drops. So that's actually like a multi-tiered meme that a lot of people wouldn't get, and I just explained it for you right now. That's really funny.
Good to the last Satoshi. Haha.
Yeah, that's funny on multiple levels for multiple different coins, but that's great. So a lot of stuff going on there. As far as the BSV versus BCH, I mean, on an emotional level, which I don't usually like to let emotion do anything for me, but on an emotional level, I don't like BSV because they Craig Wright was actively trying to like cripple not just Bitcoin Cash, but like Bitcoin itself, right? And I think part of that, he played it kind of smart, and you got to read another book that you should read is The Art of War, because he played it really smart. Now, he didn't want to just cripple BCH. He wanted to cripple Bitcoin as well. And so Roger Ver, whatever his name is, I think it's pronounced Ver. Don't really care.
Ver.
The Bitcoin Cash guy took a lot of the hash power or the mining computer power away from Bitcoin and moved it over to Bitcoin Cash to try to prevent BSV from doing a 51% attack on BCH. And so a 51% attack, I'm going to go into this very briefly. I encourage you to look into it further, is when you own more than 51% of the power of the network, and so you can deny transactions if you want to or create your own. That's as far into it as I'm going to go. But he wanted to cripple the network by doing what's known as a 51% attack on BCH. But what was really smart was he knew that Roger Ver was not going to have enough hash power to combat that, because there was a lot of people backing Bitcoin Satoshi vision. So we had to take power away from Bitcoin. And because he did that, that did kind of cripple Bitcoin because the price tanked. I mean, if you can take away mining power just by using words, I mean, that's crazy. So yeah, Bitcoin Cash separated into two different things. You'll see them on the bottom of the screen, the ticker that goes, it'll show both. I think it shows both Bitcoin and Bitcoin SV, or Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV, as well as obviously Bitcoin. But yeah, recently, wow, what did Bitcoin Cash get to recently before y'all cashed out? It was like two something, 210, 220, some stupid number.
Yeah, something like that.
Some stupid number all the way from 80, and I'm really upset.
Well, if you got to believe in the dream sometimes, just a little bit.
Here's the thing about believing in the dream. I don't. I don't.
That's why you're making no money. It's fine. Listen, I think the smartest investors in life have the tendency of jumping on things quickly and just as quickly retracting.
Okay, that's
Many
true.
investors do that. Investors who invest in things in the long runs are investors who believe in that product. Investors who jump on projects for short term are looking to flip that product. And there's many successful businessmen who do that. I'll tell you that. So don't always doubt. Sometimes you just gotta try it out.
Right.
That rhymed.
Well, so let's see here. So there's a lot going on in the chat. Kathy is asking about mining tokens you have to watch all the time. So, how can I say, let's see here. Also, they're saying fiat is going to be replaced by gold and silver. Well, that'll never happen. Maybe gold and silver will be what backs fiat once again in the future. That might be a thing, but there's no way that we're going to backtrack to gold and silver. It is much too heavy to carry around a sack of gold when I want to, like, if I want to buy a car, like, how am I going to do that? And
here, sir, I have a 24 karat gold block.
like, there's no way.
Silver and gold here for you.
Gold bullion is heavy. Gold is a very dense metal. It's not heavy. It's pretty heavy. I don't have any gold bars here.
Even this little chain I have around my neck
today
weighs a little bit.
Right.
It weighs a little bit.
So gold is heavy. So it won't be replacing fiat. I can say that. It might be complementing it or backing it or what have you. Let's see what else is going on.
I mean,
here.
really, the purpose of fiat coming about is so that you didn't have to carry around gold. Because you essentially, first, when gold was put into vaults at banks and stored, it was to...
Do you know the story?
I know a good amount. It was used to supplement that. So for the gold you gave the bank, who held it behind this vault, you get this... they used to give them like little
Promissory notes?
Yeah, commissary notes to say, hey, this is how much you put here. With this, you can go do whatever.
If you know the story, I'm going to be so proud of you right now.
Oh, God. You can come back, you can withdraw, whatever. That's kind of how banks came about.
And then what?
Eventually, they started having coins where you can go and trade, and the bank would keep your gold. You exchange your gold for these coins.
You
and
skipped a part.
Listen, I'm giving them the summary. Then they came with the coins, whatever. Then came... People got smart, said, hey, we have all this sack of coins, all this change. Let's get some paper. Paper came about.
Wrong.
What did I get wrong?
So, paper money actually came not first. So, when gold was used as money, it was coins, right?
Right.
So, when you had a bunch of them, I mean, there was no way to keep yourself safe. Like, you were going to get murdered. Like, that was it. Like, I mean, if you're one person that's amassed a bunch of gold, like, we collectively are going to murder you and take your gold and split it up 5 ways, whatever. Like that. I mean, people were savages back in the day. So one man had a bank, right? Because he could afford to pay guards to stand outside his bank, right? And then other people were like, yo, can you keep my gold safe too? And he was like, yeah, sure. I'll give you this promissory note. If you want it, just come back and keep it. There's a small fee. No big deal. And everybody was okay with that.
Business.
Then he realized that people, instead of coming back for their gold, were just trading the pieces of paper. So then he decided, you know what? I'm going to try something new. I'm going to just make my own pieces of paper, since I'm the one that stamps them and signs them anyway, and see if I can trade them in the public, even though they're not actually backed by any gold.
Right, right.
It worked. Then there was going to be a run on the bank, and whatever emperor, king, pharaoh, whatever it was at that time, was like, hold on, people. I know you want to do a run on the bank, and I know you're all upset, and you've got your pitchforks, and you've got your, torches and whatnot, but look at how our economy has grown since implementing this system. Let's have a new system where banks only have to have 10% of the fake money that they have in the world. Because y'all weren't coming back for this gold anyway. You were content using the paper. We might as well stick to the paper. That is how fiat currency was born.
I was getting there.
Save it.
My story kind of summed up. But anyways, so yeah, that's essentially kind of how things happen. Wow, how did we get to that? I was talking about something. I'm so bad at that. I'm so bad at remembering. But anyways,
something about gold. Gold is heavy. We don't want to use it.
Gold is heavy. So that's essentially how things kind of came about. So for us to backtrack, probably not.
So let's see here. So Kathy says they all use algorithms to buy on Friday and sell on Mondays. I don't know.
So that's a thing only because, so that's a thing mostly for Forex and the actual stock market, because they close over the weekend. Forex closes on Sundays, or they close on Saturdays and they're open Sundays.
Yeah, one of those. They're 24/6 or something like that.
Yeah. So they close one day and then they open the other day. So that's something that's very, very commonly used in Forex and the stock market, because they close over the weekend.
Crypto's 24/7. We usually have weekends.
Little different. Sunday is usually the slowest day for crypto. Saturdays things kind of slow down, but it doesn't close. So just it's a little different of a market, but close but not quite. Almost.
Right. So it looks like we came to the end of the stories from Bitcoin.com, which, interestingly enough, a lot of people don't know this, but Bitcoin.com is really Bitcoin Cash. a lot of people don't know that.
I think Bitcoin.net or .org. That's what it is.
Is the Bitcoin website. But Bitcoin.com is Bitcoin Cash. So, and I can prove this, because if I go to buy Bitcoin on Bitcoin.com, I'll show you a little something here.
It says, buy Bitcoin Cash, buy Bitcoin Core.
But the first thing it says is buy Bitcoin Cash. And then the second thing it says is buy Bitcoin Core.
Right.
Now, a lot of people, a lot of proponents of the original Bitcoin, if you will, are really salty that they're calling it Bitcoin Core. Because Bitcoin Core is actually the client that you run on your computer when you're running like a Bitcoin node. Like we used to run a Bitcoin node a little bit back in the day, just to help verify transactions, just to participate in the network. That wasn't anything to make money or anything like that. So the fact that they call it Bitcoin Core is like a little off-putting. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? Just fun stuff to know about. Bitcoin.com is Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin.org is Bitcoin. So just some fun facts for you. Their websites are laid out very similar, very, very similar. So let's go back to the bar there for a moment. Let's see here. So Kathy has a plan of getting away from global money. I don't know. I mean, I am but one man, and this is but one lady.
But one lady.
And we personally do not possess the fiscal wherewithal to be able to combat the likes of the families that you mentioned. It's awesome that you know of the 13 families. All 13 of them are a lot stronger than I am, unfortunately. Really just not a whole lot that I personally can do about that. And, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that for now. I would like to see a global uprising, but it's not going to happen through the likes of, let's say XRP, for example, because I'm not convinced that isn't the one world Phoenix currency that was mentioned in 1988 by the Rothschilds. Let me see if I can find that. It was from the Economist back in, I want to say it was 1988. Nice. Let me see if I can find that. I was right about that. Man. I'm trying to find the actual article or a snip of the article or something. I'll pull up a picture. It's no big deal. I'll just pull up a picture of it and we'll just go over the picture together. So if you search for Phoenix currency 2018 Economist, you'll find all these pictures. But essentially the 1988 whatever month it was edition of the Economist, which was, a lot of people don't know this, but that was actually a publication by the Rothschilds. It mentions that in 2018 we'll see a world currency. You'll notice underneath here all the fiat currency that's burning. You'll notice here that it specifically is in the shape of a coin, which that is telling. They could have had it in the shape of other dollars like you're seeing down here that are burning, but they had it specifically in the shape of a coin. Kind of goes a little hand in hand with the NSA making essentially what I consider to be one of the first white papers for cryptocurrency. The NSA definitely basically invented cryptocurrency. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Yep, how to make a mint. This is a white paper of what they consider electronic cash. I know we went over this a few times. This is the NSA literally having invented cryptocurrency. They wanted a way to do it offline.
Basically,
they talked about multiple spending prevention, which nowadays we call double spending protection. They wanted to be able to mint their own currency. Yep. Electronically, which is essentially what Bitcoin ended up being. So just lot of stuff leading up till now, to 2018. I think that it's possible that XRP is the Phoenix currency. Nothing I can do about that, nothing anyone else can do about that. But if you could have invested into the Rothschilds way back when, even though they're a terrible organization.
Oh man. What? I
mean, I don't want to be...
The amount of money.
I don't want to be a bad guy, but you know what I mean?
I would be filthy rich. Filthy wealthy. Rich is underneath my vocabulary level at that rate.
Like Scrooge McDuck, how he dives into gold coins and somehow doesn't break his neck. First of all, not very realistic. But second of all, I'll buy a new neck. I mean, I'm rich. So, I mean, I'm just, you know, to say that, you know, you can get away from the global, you know, the powers that be. You got to understand. I mean, these people own the media. They own the money. I mean, they're tied in with the Vatican, with the Queen of England.
Everyone?
It's everyone, you know? So they own the media, so they'll control your mind there. And if not, I mean, they're really tied in with the Vatican. So if religion's your thing, they'll own your mind there. If religion is not the one that gets you, they own all the money in the world because they print it out of thin air, literally, because most of the world is on a fractional reserve banking system by the same folks that brought you the Federal Reserve. That's the only reason that the U.S. goes to war. And so if the money is not what gets you, the U.S. will make sure that that's what gets you, because they'll go to war with you and say that it's for freedom, it's for this, it's for that. It's not. It's to get you to accept democracy, which is not really democracy. They just want to put a Federal Reserve in your country. So I can't fight that. Kathy says that we'd be selling our souls. I mean, not really. I mean, do you use dollars? Are you selling your soul? Would you like more dollars than you currently have? I mean, it is what it is. If I can get in on the ground floor of a specific currency, I would like to do it. It is what it is. I want a better life for myself, for my son, my friends and family. It is what it is. I can't do that on peanuts, you know. As good as I am at making ramen noodles, can't sell those for much money. So Peter says strippers love dollars. You know, some of them take Cash App, you know. So
Some of them take Cash App. I can't believe you just said that. I'm done here.
Man, I don't know any strippers personally, so I'm just kind of you know. Not anymore. I used to know. I used to know one girl. It wasn't my fault. She grew up and she became a stripper. What am I gonna do? Renounce her?
Oh God!
I'm gonna renounce people? That would be rude.
Strippers are wonderful people. They make people happy. I'm sure they're, you know, wonderful people in real life. Good souls. You know, you choose what you do for a living. I can't judge you.
You know,
it is what it is. Cardi B was a stripper.
I can't judge you,
trap artist.
but I can't date you.
Oh,
so I guess I'm judging a little bit.
Oh God. Okay. Well, anyways, other than that, is there anything else you need to go over? Anything else?
Yeah, we're getting ready to wrap up here. I just want to answer some of the final questions we've got. Kathy has been, you know, asking a few questions here. She's been participating. So it's not that I don't see the dollar bills going away, or like the U.S. dollar going away. Like I do. But to say that something else that is ran by the same people is not really, like, here's the thing, right? The way the internet works, I'm going to give an example, a personal example, right, of why I don't think that the top cryptocurrency is going to be the one that is completely open for everyone, made by the whole world, and it's all love and everything like that, right? Bitcoin was supposedly made by a person or a group named Satoshi Nakamoto, right? Which is all fine and dandy, but the internet has never been able to find Satoshi Nakamoto, which makes no sense. Annalise, what happened with the last time somebody was mean to me on the internet?
So, I mean, okay, so here's my thing.
I found him.
So people are mean. Here's my thing about the internet. If you're gonna spew false information.
My point here is specifically what happened with the last person that was mean specifically to me on the internet.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna sit here and say that you blackmail people, but you blackmail people.
First of all, I did not blackmail anybody. That's crazy. That's crazy. I will find you. I will expose you first to you.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
And then I will tell you to leave me alone. That's not blackmail. Listen, if you are trying to sully my good name by saying that my business is this and this and that, and I'm a fraud and I'm this and that, which none of those things are true, all right? And you have the audacity to leave a review of your business as yourself. You can't review your own business. How dare you? I'll expose you. It is what it is.
I suppose.
It is what it is. And so what I mean by that is, like, if it's possible for little old me to find somebody on the internet with just a few click clacks of the keyboard, there's absolutely no way that we as a collective have not found the real Satoshi Nakamoto. There's absolutely no way. That's unfathomable that in 10 years we haven't found the man. Unfathomable. So it's possible that the NSA really did make Bitcoin. It's possible. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is that it's possible that the NSA really did make Bitcoin, because how is it that we haven't found them yet?
You're right. That's a good.
That's
point.
crazy. The way the internet works, and like the way that, have you seen the people on Reddit? Have you seen them like collectively decide that they want to do a thing? They do that thing. I have never seen the people on Reddit fail.
You can't,
you can't hide from them. They'll put up your address, your mom's high school graduation photo. Like, it's crazy. Like,
Your
you can't.
mom's graduation
And so
photo.
it's very, very possible that the original Bitcoin chain was made by the NSA. That's all I'm saying. And so we know the NSA, the CIA, the FBI, they're all in bed together with the powers that be. It is what it is. This is the world we live in. They're probably listening now. I don't care. Catch me if you can. I'm on the neighbor's Wi-Fi. That's not true. That's not true. But so all I'm saying is that, as far as this drink is very delicious, as far as whether or not the dollar is going to go away, if it does go away, it'll be silently replaced by one of these cryptocurrencies that we all love and adore. It might be Ripple. It might be XRP. That might be the company and the coin that replaces the dollar and is what's used as the world reserve currency. It is what it is. I wouldn't be mad at that. What I would be mad at is if I wasn't previously invested in whatever became the new world reserve currency. And so that's why I'm going hard on XRP, because I believe everything I just said. And I'm not saying that anyone should buy XRP. I can't do that. I can't say that anyone should go out and spend their fiat currency on this currency that I have. I can just say that that's what I do. That's where I get some money and I put it in XRP. I stay broke. I stay broke.
Stay broke, stay woke.
Stay broke, stay woke. I like it. I like it. So yeah, that's kind of everything. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up now. This has been fun.
This has been fun. So we
a lot of interaction today. A lot of interactions.
We love it when you guys talk to us. It gives us a lot to talk about, a lot to think about, a lot to go over.
Yes.
One more quick thing I just want to mention is the bitsintokens.com website. If you haven't checked this out,
let's do a little
walkthrough.
drive-by.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do a little drive-by.
Drive-by was not the word I was looking for. I'm so sorry.
A little walkthrough real quick. If you guys haven't checked out our Bits and Tokens website, if you guys want to support the cause, just kind of, hoorah a little bit for us. Check out our shop. Check out our... This is a really
fancy website. I wonder who made this.
I wonder who.
This is real fancy. Whoever made this really took a lot of time.
Now you're just gloating.
So here we have our front page. Ooh. Look at that. That's nice. That's nice.
Nice.
So we got some testimonials right there on the front page. Look at that. Look at those people. I know that girl. I know that guy. I know that dog.
Yes, that's our little dog Trunks, our office pooch.
He's the executive pupper.
Look at his wonderful sunglasses. I love that. That makes me so happy. That makes me so. Isn't that the cutest picture you've ever seen?
So
that is so cute.
So we have our latest news section where I update the blog, easily 2 to 4 times a week with just things that I feel like are super, super important that everyone should know about. So you can get to the actual blog from here or from here. We've got, the My Account section where if you just want to, browse around your account and kind of see, some things that you have listed just on your account, you'll have access to buying crypto, the currency converter, and breaking news that updates, every day. I want to say it's like once every 2-3 hours, something like that. The breaking news section on your account page will update. So that's pretty cool. But then we take it a step further in the support page, where you'll be able to access literally like immediate assistance by going into the live chat. You press start chat, it rings on our side. We're able to pick that up and chat with you and answer any questions that you have regarding cryptocurrency, blockchain, what have you. Honestly, just a really easy way to get insight and assistance whenever you need it. I mean, we're talking navigating different exchanges, or is this a scam? We get a lot of questions about, hey, is this a scam? A lot of times it ends up being a scam, and when we help you,
unfortunately,
we help you not lose money in that regard. So that's fantastic. We've got our videos section, which is really just a mirror of our YouTube channel, but it just makes it easy so you don't have to go looking for us. As you can see, we do a lot of drunk crypto as of late. You guys have really taken to it, and so we got to give the people what they want. Again, we have our blog section, which I kind of went over a little bit earlier. Again, whoever designed this, wow, that material design theme is just really nice. Someone took their time and did a great job here. Basically, it's everything that you could want in a crypto website. You got your charts, which I have it on XRP because, as you've noticed, I talk a lot about XRP. But if I wanted to see what BTC USD was doing on Coinbase, I could do that. I could get all my different indicators somewhere in here. Here we go. I can get all my different indicators. So if I wanted the MACD, throw a MACD on there, which is the moving average, convergence, and divergence. Now, if you need assistance as far as I'm not going to help you trade. I'm not going to tell you where to put money and when. But if you need help reading charts and kind of trying to understand why things are happening the way they're happening, we're looking at a daily chart here. Here we've got a crossover on the MACD. Let me see if I can zoom that in for you. So I can help you understand things like, okay, so we've got some candles, they're moving sideways, and then the MACD, the moving average, convergence, and divergence crossed over. Might have been a good time to get out. And according to the chart up here, it was a good time to get out. Now we got another crossover here. Might have been a good time to get in. According to the chart up here, it was a good time to get in. So I can explain stuff like that for you guys. But you can, obviously check out this chart of your own accord. Obviously the login. And then recently we added a beautiful shop. What's your favorite piece of gear from the shop? Mine is the
black shirt.
Mine is the black one.
I love that black shirt.
Isn't it so clean?
I like our Bit Squad because that's our exclusive swag. But that black Bitcoin shirt, it's so cute.
So
it is cute.
When I share this shirt with people, I always use the phrase, tell them how to pay you. So Bitcoin accepted here. So that way people can know how you want to accept your funds. We use the Bitcoin logo because that's still the big boy. You can't go wrong accepting any Bitcoin, and so Bitcoin accepted here. You'll be able to walk up to people and tell them how to pay you, pull out your QR code and get your payment. So really fun shirt, really like it. You can get that at shop or bitsandtokens.com/shop. yeah, just really, really nice gear we got there. Definitely helps us out if you want to purchase it, if you want to, support. But yeah, I mean, that kind of really wraps up our live stream here. I'm going to just go ahead and switch us back to the bar so I can check to see if there are any last questions or anything like that.
Questions, comments, concerns.
Let's see here. Let's see. XRP baby.
We are XRP babies. Well, Tim's an XRP baby.
Pat says, be ready and on your toes. A storm is brewing. You got that right. There's definitely a storm brewing. The young lady made money. Yep, you're the young lady. You made money. I think that was when we were talking about Bitcoin Cash.
Yes. True story.
Why so many to choose from? Oh, Peter said, hey, there's Cheryl. Yep, Cheryl did certainly leave a review for us. And you guys could also leave a review. If you search Google for Bits and Tokens, we're supposed to pop up kind of either on the side or on the bottom. Let's see here. Why so many to choose from? I'm not sure what that means. What Big Mac? I'm hungry.
I think they're just bantering amongst themselves.
I think so. I don't know what's happening.
Unless you guys are drunk too, then
Then I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. What Big Mac to buy? I'm hungry. Maybe Peter's making like a joke how people
Big
are.
Mac.
Oh, he's probably making a joke about how I was saying like I can't tell you what to buy. So he was saying what Big Mac.
Maybe.
Peter, I don't care what anyone says about you. You're all right. That's the thing I say. No one has said anything about you. It's the thing I say. I got it from my uncle. He's a cool guy.
I'm sure.
So.
I'm sure.
Anyways, that's our stream. Really thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to check out our website. Make sure to like, subscribe, share this video, share other videos, share bits and tokens and other things in the channel. And honestly, thanks out for everything. You guys had made this 500 plus subscriber happen. Other subscribers that we've had along the way, we are super excited and hopefully soon we'll hit 10,000 sometime. We'll see. Who knows? But make sure to check out into our next live stream of Bits and Tokens. We'll be back on Thursday night.
Thursdays and Sundays. We're
9:30 sharp.
Eastern Standard Time.
We'll see you guys on next time on Bits and Tokens. Thanks for tuning in.
All right.
Bye.